Okay, so today we are going to discuss about blockchain. Okay, so we'll start with blockchain 1.0. Okay, this will be used for digital currency. So the technology stack for this blockchain 1.0 consists of how the blockchain is used here, and what is how the protocol is designed, and how it can be used for the currency. These are the three layers. Okay, so now let's discuss about the technology stack for the blockchain technology. Okay, so here for the digital currency, basically will make use of the blockchain mechanism only will use. Okay, so the digital currencies like Bitcoin and all, like in previous session we discussed how the Bitcoin addresses will be there, so that will be generated using the private key of the sender. Okay, so when a person is receiving, if he wants to send that to another person, the Bitcoin address will be again generated, that will be different. Okay, and how the transaction happen among the sender and receiver, those details will be entered in the ledger, and it will be stored in distributed manner in the central ledger, in a centralized database. In that manner it won't be stored. Okay, in the distributed mm, manner, the ledger of the transactions will be stored. The directories about the details of who is having how much Bitcoin. Okay, so how much he transferred to another receiver, all those details will be entered in the ledger, distributed ledger. So the distributed ledger will have the details about the network nodes, okay, and the miners, and it can be monitored by everyone. Okay, who are all having bitcoins, everybody can see that, and who is owning how much bitcoin, that also can be seen, and there is no centralized control of it. That's the drawback of it. Okay, and even if you forget your private key to access the bitcoin, you cannot able to access it and transfer it. Okay, so in that way the maturity mechanism for the bitcoin management, it should grow. Okay, so we will use the giant interactive spreadsheet will be used for the bitcoins. Okay, so if you want to involve phone pay or google pay, no, for digital transaction, how we do, in the same way here also we'll do the um, using bitcoin also, the digital currency mechanism also will perform the digital transaction. Okay, we'll have the sender, receiver, and the transaction fee will be there, and we need to mention to whom we want to transfer and how much amount. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, the people who are having the bitcoin, okay, how much it is transferred from one person to another person, so all those details will be there in the giant interactive spreadsheet. Okay, and the bitcoins at a time they can be held by only one person. Okay, you cannot use the perform the double payment and all using same bitcoin. You cannot transfer to two people. Okay, it won't allow that. Okay, so the software system which we will use for managing the payment, right, this bitcoin data transfer and all, the details will be there in the ledger. Okay, and if you compare the different digital uh, currencies, the bitcoin is the first one. Okay, so it is the best one which can be used among which is the best one among all the digital currencies. So the other digital currencies are Litecoin, Dogecoin, Ripple, NXT, and Peercoin. These are all other digital currencies similar to the Bitcoin, but the popular one is the Bitcoin. Okay, so here there are different layers in the technology stack of Bitcoin. Okay, so the first one is, what is the cryptocurrency we are going to use? That we have to select Bitcoin or Litecoin or Dogecoin. Okay, and what is the protocol mechanism which will be used for transferring the data? Okay, and the next one is Bitcoin blockchain. Okay, so how we are going to maintain the distributed ledger, okay, for storing the details about the Bitcoin. So let's discuss about the three layers of the digital currency transfer. So what are the three layers, how the blockchain is used, what is the protocol, and what's the digital currency we have selected. So when we look into the digital coin, right, so it consists of the currency and the protocol, so you cannot separate it. So when you say digital currency, you cannot separate digital currency and how we are going to transfer it. We cannot separate it. Both together will be forming the digital coin. And the Bitcoin transfer and all, it will run over the blockchain mechanism only. And Litecoin currency, that will run over the Litecoin protocol. So according to the digital currency what we use, according to that the protocol differs. Okay, and the coin mechanism, the digital currency, right, so that details will store in the distributed ledger. Okay, so here the people who are using it, right, so in the both ends they will know about the who is the sender, who is the receiver. They'll be knowing about it. Okay, there the anonymity is not maintained. So now let's see how the double spend and Byzantine generals computing problems are involved in digital currency. Okay, so here Bitcoin, it's a solution for the digital cash. Okay, so it may rule the world in the future. Okay, so we have to handle how to overcome this double spend problem. Okay, it's a digital property one has, right? Okay, so whenever they transfer for a particular purpose, for buying certain things, if they have spent, okay, so after purchasing some item they might have paid through the digital cash. Later they should not say that they have not paid it, so again once again they should not use the same digital cash to for purchasing some other item. So once if it is spent, that detail should be entered in the distributor ledger. Okay, so that can be this double spend problem can overcome by Byzantine generals algorithm. Okay. So here the details about the sender and receiver identity details and all using BitTorrent mechanism they'll be maintained in the directory. Okay, and for managing the session details, the public key cryptography mechanism will be used. Okay, so the Bitcoin owner, right, so his details will be there in the ledger. So who is having how much Bitcoin, all those details will be stored in the public ledger. Okay, so that is a distributed ledger. And blockchain we cannot so it provides certain security mechanism for transferring the digital currency. Okay, and in between the intermediary systems will be involved in managing this Bitcoin. Okay, so the other machines, other systems which can fetch the details of this digital currency detail from the ledger. They will be called as block explorers. Okay, so how the Bitcoin transaction happen among the sender and receiver. Okay, so they will form the transaction. Okay, so for example, if you see here, mm, the user public address, here one example I have put here. Okay, 1 DPZ H. Okay, so like this the blockchain address will be used for transferring the Bitcoin. Okay, so let's see how a cryptocurrency works. Okay, so who are all the people involved in digital currency management? The software developers, miners, exchanges, merchant processing services, web wallet companies. So okay, they'll provide the apps, and users. Okay, who are all going to use those use the digital currency. So every user will have the private key, and they'll have the wallet software, like how we have phone pay app and all, similar to that. Google Pay app and all you have, right? Similar to that. So whatever the digital currency you have, for example, if you have a Bitcoin, for that a specific address will be there which is associated to the private key which is known to you alone. Okay, so that private key is a cryptographic secret for you. Okay, so here the wallet software will help us to perform the will help us to do the Bitcoin transaction. And as I told you already, each and every Bitcoin will have the private key. Okay, so to access the digital currency we should have the internet facility. Okay, so all the details about who owned the Bitcoin, okay, and how we will be uh, to whom we'll transfer the digital currency, all those details will be stored in the distributor ledger. So here in this slide, if you see, you can view the Bitcoin app. Okay, so how we can see the wallet, no, or in the Paytm wallet, or even in Airtel, if you go, that wallet will be there. In Amazon you'll have the wallet, right? So similarly here also we'll have the wallet. Okay, so how much you received, even in phone pay you will have the wallet, how much you received, how much you transferred, all those things will be there. Okay, so now let's move on to e-wallet services and personal crypto security. Okay, so for digital currency the blockchain technology will be used. Okay, so to maintain the digital currency transfer securely, we will use the cryptography mechanisms. Okay, in a decentralized manner we have to use. So for each and every Bitcoin, to secure that, the private keys will be used. The private keys are known only to the customers. Even if we forget the private keys, there is no other way to fetch what is the private key associated to our Bitcoin. That is a drawback. So if you forget your private key, then you cannot access your Bitcoin. You cannot have the ownership over the Bitcoin. So that's why the blockchain technology has to uh, improve. Okay, it's still it's in the growing stage. It has to be developed more. So here uh, we can the digital currency, presently we have the other currencies also. Okay, what we have in our account, right? We used to transfer to somebody else, like that. We have the normal cash, digital cash also. With that, how are we going to mix up with this Bitcoin or the other coins, whatever we have seen earlier in the digital currencies? How we are going to make use of both of them? So if you are going to buy the things in the online, or if you are going to shop and purchase something, we can able to access the cash mechanism what we have presently, as well as we should get access to the like ownership or bitcoins and use them also. So such facilities, like combinedly using both of them, it has to happen. Okay, so some of the services like Darkcoin, Dark Wallet, and BitMixer and all, they are some of the services. Okay, softwares which you can use. Okay, so the caching mechanism what we have presently, that can be able to be mixed up with other digital currencies and used, like mixed up with the bitcoins and should be used. Okay, so blockchain is a it's a pushing technology. Okay, so how presently it is used, so user will initiate it, okay, and he will perform the transaction. The next one is pull technology. Okay, so whenever the like what we use with the credit card, no, that is like it is making use of the pull technology. So we'll have our details in the bank and we will retry them. It will ask for the challenges, dynamic challenging passwords, okay, OTP and all they'll transfer, and we, if we enter, will be authenticated. But blockchain, it's making use of the push technology. The user will initiate, and using his private key he will transfer the digital currency like bitcoin to the uh, receiver, okay, to the merchant. Okay, so credit card technology, no, easily it can be intruded. Okay, eavesdrop mechanism and all, it can be intruded very easily. Okay, here the transaction fee is very less. Okay, so here similar to the demand draft and all, what we have here, we have bitcoin transaction fees are there whenever you transfer the bitcoins. Okay, like even for credit card accessing, some amounts are need to be spent, right? Similar to that. Okay, service charges will be there, no? Similar to that, we have the bitcoin transaction amount also. So the next one is merchant acceptance of bitcoin. So in US, if you see, BitPay and Coinbase are the merchants in US, and in Europe, Coinify is the merchant they use. Okay, and even if there are payment mechanisms, okay, like traditional mechanisms with Bitcoin, okay, whatever the cash we want to transfer, we could able to access them. Okay, so for that the vendor payment network should be they should be having the improved version of the uh, softwares to access the digital currencies and whatever the cash mechanism what we have presently. Okay, so Intuit's QuickBooks accounting software also one of the Bitcoin payment provision software. Okay, and Coinbase and BitPay also will be used for Bitcoin mechanisms. Okay, so now let's see blockchain 1.0 in practical use. Okay, so in future we are going to have the internet of money. Okay, we are no more we are going to use in future, okay, the paper money we are not going to use. It will be like paperless money only in future. So this is the beginning. Okay, the blockchain and bitcoins are the beginning. So whenever we transfer the data immediately, even in the phone pay or Google Pay, no, we get the fund immediately retried in our wallet, right? In our e-wallet we get the money. Okay, that's very good mechanism. So in future Bitcoin kind of digital currencies, they are going to rule the world. Okay, so if two individuals are there in the internet, if they want to transfer the data, they can really use the e-wallet apps to transfer their data. Okay, so if you look into the how the currency rates are increasing and decreasing with respect to Bitcoin, if you see in November 12, 2014, okay, Bitcoin value was each Bitcoin costed $399.40. Okay, and in 2013 it is $12, and in November 29, 2013 it is $1,242. Okay, and in December 2014 the value was $350. In between its value was $800 also. See how it is fluctuating. Okay, so these are all the things I just wish to teach you today. We'll continue in the next session. Okay, if you have any doubts you can ask me.